Yate Shike. I just want to say welcome to my channel. So I am just in the middle of starting this channel, and this is basically going to be a channel for me to share my pipe journey, how it all started, what pipes I have, the tobacco I've tried, and just stories from my culture and just any kind of stories, whether it be paranormal, my life, or just life in general. So how it all started for me is that I've always seen, pipes in the movies, people lighting up a pipe, and it was always in my mind linked to academic types. They always had a pipe in their mouth when they wanted to contemplate something, and it just always looked so like for smart people, which, in the industry, the movie industry, they always portray that, it was always for the smart person wanting to contemplate, or just for the rugged man wanting to just smoke, and just, to me, it looked like they were contemplating life. The first pipe that I've owned was actually a gift, which I was watching Lord of the Rings, which is, I know, is really big in the pipe community, and this was gifted to me. This was my first pipe. It's a church warden, which I didn't know at the time, the different kinds of pipes that were out there. And I hold this very dear to me because this is my first pipe, and it's a Lord of the Rings inspired pipe. It's a cherry wood pipe. It has a picture of Smog etched into it, and I still cherish it to this day. I try to take very good care of it. Where I live, there's no one to learn from, and I kind of just took this as I would a cigarette. I didn't know what I was doing. So I don't have anyone here. I don't have anyone to teach me about how to smoke a pipe. So, and I just thought, treat it like a cigarette, just stuff it in there and, light it. And my first time smoking this thing, or smoking any pipe really, it definitely had its challenges. I kept having to relight it and getting frustrated, doing what I could, and I didn't know how to properly pack a pipe at the time. So it kept going out, and the biggest thing that I was a big no-no that I did not know at the time was I was inhaling the tobacco. And I know now not to do that. But it was just I would smoke the pipe, taking long drags out of it, and I was like, why is my hand getting so hot? Not knowing that I was basically burning the bowl. It was a learning process, no one here to teach me, no one to tell me what to do, so it was all a learning process. And that's when I found the YouTube pipe committee, the YouTube pipe community. And, I've learned from a lot of people, the do's and don'ts. I've learned from the Pipe Cottage, the Spurgeon Piper, Mutton Chop Piper, and just all those YouTube channels are on there. And so from there, I learned how to properly pack a bowl, how to light it, how to take your time and smoke it. Don't try and get through the bowl through the whole time. Don't try to rush it like you would a cigarette. So I would sit there, smoking my pipe and learning how to take the smoke into your mouth but not inhaling it, and how to taste the tobacco, slowly bringing it out and letting it go through your nose, and just tasting all the different kinds of tobacco that you have in the pipe. And so that was just my beginnings with it, and I can go more into detail later in another video, but this is a quick overview of how my pipe journey started. So being a Navajo and a pipe smoker at that, it's not really big in our culture. I know a lot of people here, they have the peace pipe, all this and that, but for us, it's not really something that we do recreationally. It's more for ceremonial types. We have our own sacred tobacco that we use, and we have a certain pipe that we use, but I'm not a very traditional Navajo. I know my culture to an extent. I don't know it fully. I'm not very traditional. I know my language. I can understand it, but as far as like smoking a regular pipe like this or any of my other pipes, it became part of my daily routine. I wake up in the morning, I go work out, and I come home, and there's a lot of things I like to do in the morning, but I like to find whatever pipe I have, find whatever tobacco I feel like smoking that morning. I light up my pipe, and within that time, I like to get my chores done. I go water my trees, go tend to my plants, tend to whatever needs to be done outside while I'm smoking. And within that time, I also, say a little prayer in the morning while I'm smoking my pipe, greet the day. In Navajo culture, we like to greet the sun, though not necessarily with smoking a pipe or smoking kind of tobacco. We use corn pollen. We say a prayer, we greet the sun, and that's kind of what has become a routine for me with the pipe. I like to smoke a pipe, think about the day, listen to music, and just say a prayer while I'm smoking, or just while I'm getting chores done around the house. So that's kind of how the pipe has been incorporated into my life. So the first blend I did try was vanilla Super Value, I believe it's called, and like I said, there's not really a brick and mortar store. I didn't know that you could buy tobacco online. Just anything I could learn off of YouTube. I was taking notes, I was rewatching videos over and over again, listening to tobacco pipe reviews, and I learned about all the different kind of tobaccos that you can get from these different sites, which you can find if you look. One of the big things that I've liked about the pipe is I'm always on the go. I'm constantly doing something. I always want to be doing something, but I found that this is a good way for me to slow down. I found that just taking my time, making sure that I packed a bowl, and just sitting there, and while I smoke, it forces me to slow down. And that's just, I guess, it's really enjoyable for me now to listen to a book or a lesson, just something I'm interested in learning that day, or just any kind of music that I've found. I just sit there and I smoke, I listen to it, and I just work through whatever I'm working through, whether it's the beat of the song, the rhythm of the music, or just a lesson that I'm trying to learn for the day, or just, it's just my time for contemplation. Say a little prayer in the morning, like I said, and sometimes I'll smoke another bowl at night, just to end the day with something to calm myself down from the day, just to take my time, smoke, and just unwind from the day. So I was planning to make a longer video of this, but I think that for now will be a really good starting. And I will be posting videos at least once a week talking about the other pipes that I have, the tobaccos that I've tried, the blends that I've tried, and what I enjoy, what I didn't enjoy. And we will end here with my first video. Thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to our next meeting. Go on it.